Hey, James, just regarding kind of on the other side of the ball with Evan Ingram, I just wonder what you see in him as a talent, and obviously he had that tough drop the other night. As a teammate, you know, what do you guys do to kind of maybe say, hey, that wasn't all on you or whatever? Obviously, the defense didn't finish the job down the stretch either.
Yeah, I mean, as a player, I mean, you see a phenomenal, talented guy, physical, big body guy, can run. That's one thing that separates him from I feel like the rest of the tight ends in the league is that he can run. He's very fast. And just as a teammate, what you would tell him. I mean, I've been there before. I missed out on plays here and there in my past career, my past 4 years. You just got to fight back. You got to keep your head in the game, keep that confidence within you. There were several plays throughout that Philadelphia game that we should have made on defense that we let go. So the game shouldn't have been in that position from the first place.
Hey, James, I'm just curious. Coach Judge here has made a big point about following the rules and, being accountable to each other in this strange year. I'm wondering if you had any issue with the video of some of your teammates out on Friday night and if you got out at all on your own, away from the building.
I've heard about the video. Haven't watched it myself. I really don't want to put my energy and time towards that because I know what type of guys they are. I know they go about their business every day, handle it like a pro. So I'm going to let the coaches and whoever upstairs handle that situation.
James, it was announced earlier today that Chris Godwin has a broken finger, probably will not play Monday night, but they have Scotty Miller, they have this kid Tyler Johnson. I'm just wondering if you've had a chance to look at those guys on tape, and if so, what do you see they bring to that passing game?
I've seen Scotty Miller quite a bit on tape. Athletic, fast guy, can take the top off of defense. So you definitely have to be on the lookout for him, very explosive. And they also have Mike Evans, Tom Brady. They got a good running back duo in the backfield. So they got other pieces to their offense that they can attack you with. So you got to be on your P's and Q's when any of those guys step on the field.
Thank you.
Tom Rock.
James, why is this defense struggling in the final 2 minutes of halves, particularly in the second half, the last couple of games, and what could be done to change that situation?
I think we're struggling with penalties. I know I had a penalty in one of the last 2-minute drives that was critical. I guess mental breakdowns. Anytime you're out of place and you're not in the right spot that you're supposed to be in, you got to chalk it up to a mental breakdown within your mind. So just coming in today, watching the mistakes that we made against Philadelphia, and just try to correct them and try to make sure it doesn't happen again. Just keep practicing over and over until you get it down.
I know you kind of relish the opportunity that's presented by the game plan every week, but you mentioned Evans before. You obviously have a history traveling with him and experiences. When you go into a situation like this, if that is the assignment that you end up having to take, how much of it is mental recall? How much do you dig into your previous relationship and matchups against a specific receiver? Because I would imagine this is really the first time that this has come up this year. Just curious from that perspective.
Well, I'm still breaking down film, and the coaches are still breaking down film. So I think the offensive scheme might be a little different. So I have to prepare for that by watching film. But I feel like Mike Evans, he's the same guy that he was a year ago, 2 years ago. A bit physical guy. Plays well through press coverage because he's a strong physical guy. He's 6'5", 230, I think, 220. Long arm. I think his best attribute is he's able to go up there and attack the ball at the highest point. And just an elite receiver overall. So a lot of it is just mental recall from the past experiences when I played him, when it comes to pressing him and when he gives his release off the line, stuff like that.
I know we've asked you previously in terms of going to the coaches and whether or not you're pitching, hey, give me this guy this week, that week. But when this challenge comes across, your desk every week, do you like that? Do you like kind of going, whether you're on the number one guy one week or however they're using you to this point? It seems like it's fitting your game pretty well this year.
As a corner and as a competitor, you definitely you look and you relish those matchups where you're asked to go against a certain guy. He's a elite receiver. But anytime you go into a game and you have the opportunity to play against a great quarterback like Tom Brady, you also relish the opportunity and just try to make the most out of your opportunities. You try to get interception, try to get past defenses, try to get forced fumbles, whatever you can do, just try to make a game-changing play throughout the game.
Yeah, James, obviously team results have not been good so far, but I just kind of wonder how you would assess how you've played this year, what your expectations were, and kind of where you feel like you're at right now.
I think I'm playing pretty good. I feel like I could play better. I left some plays out there against Philly, and I'm sure I left some plays out there in the past games that we lost as well. So I pretty much look at the plays that I missed out on more so than the plays that I made. Those are things that I look forward to trying to make up for later down the road against Tampa or against Philly, Washington when we get to play those guys again. Just try to make up for the plays that I missed out earlier.
What are, if you could say, what are maybe a couple of the plays that's stick in your craw a little bit?
I got that penalty against Philly. I know when we played San Fran, I gave up an over route. Against Washington, probably could have made a game-changing play in that game as well. Every game I feel like there's an opportunity for each one of us on the field to make a game-changing play. It's just about us, studying film, knowing when that play comes up, and when the opportunity comes, just make the most out of it.